Let's return now to the violence in the Middle East, and Foreign Secretary William Hague has called for immediate action to quell the crisis in Gaza during telephone calls to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and the Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman. Let's go to Tel Aviv. We can speak to Aviv Kanani. He lives in an area threatened by rocket attacks. How has it been today in terms of the attacks and the number of rockets coming in?
First of all, good evening, and let us hope for better times. And today was also kind of scary for most people in Israel, especially in the south, being targeted by rockets from Gaza, innocent people that have nothing to do with this conflict.
And have those missiles been intercepted by Iron Dome, or have some actually hit the ground?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, some have been intercepted by Iron Dome. Only a few days ago, I was actually attending a bachelor party of a friend when all of a sudden the sirens went on and we opened the window and we saw Gaza missile being intercepted by Iron Dome. So it's kind of crazy here right now.
Do you support the Israeli government in saying they are going to do whatever it takes to remove that threat of Hamas rockets? I mean, would you support a ground invasion?
Because I'm real concerned about the lives of many IDF soldiers, I would not support a ground operation. But I think that most Israelis today support the current attack that the Israeli IDF is doing on Gaza, because this situation, when we are targeted on a daily basis by missiles and innocent people, is something that Israel cannot tolerate. But I must add that on the long run, I believe that the only solution can be peace, and it's something that is still important to speak about.
Are you worried, though, about the number of civilian casualties in Gaza? 128 people killed, we understand, according to local officials so far, 3/4 of them civilians.
Yes, and of course it's very sad. I can say as an Israeli and on behalf of most of my friends and family and people in the Israeli government that there is no intention of ever harming any civilian. But the problem is when the Hamas terrorist organization is using civilians as actually like bodyguards, actually shooting those missiles from kindergartens, from hospitals, from people that have nothing to do with the conflict. Israel has to operate and is doing the utmost that it can in order not to hit civilian. But sometimes it's just probably too complex to achieve, and sometimes we don't do as good a job as we try to do.
No, but I mean, but some would argue that there's no proportionality here, that the way Israel is responding in terms of, you know, a superpower army and air force, F-16 jets, for example, you know, Apache helicopters, against a densely packed area, it's inevitable that civilians are going to get killed.
As I mentioned, Israel is being attacked on a daily basis by rockets being shot at us from terrorist organizations in Gaza. And I'm sure every country in the world would not tolerate it, whether it's the UK or America. And I would want to ask you if you think it's maybe proportional how the UK or the US responded in Afghanistan. I don't think that the fact that we have less casualties is something that we need to be sorry about. We're very glad to have the Iron Dome system that is trying to protect us from missiles being shot at us. And I hope that both sides would never have to have any civilian casualties in the future. But the situation is very complex, and Hamas, by using civilians and standing behind them, are actually putting them at risk.
All right. Well, look, best of luck today. I hope it's a quieter night than it was last night. Aviv Kanani, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Let's hope for peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.